That's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. I'm refreshing your YouTube channel right now, waiting for it to pop up. I actually don't really ever watch live streams or anything like that. Before we started this call up, I was watching this guy get stung by a tarantula or hawk.
Wow. Fair enough.
Crazy.
Okay, it's showing us live now. There's a little bit of lag. Oh, there's about a minute lag.
Oh, wow.
I forgot. There's a guy that told me there will be about a minute lag.
Okay, it's showing us live now. There's a little bit of
yeah, I'm not going to be able to listen to myself and talk. So what it does is it creates a minute lag. So like the people that are watching, they don't have to sit and wait for buffer. So they're a little laggy, or they're a little bit behind. Okay, Forrest says hi. Have Forrest. We got 2 minutes till we get this rolling. So we're just gonna hang out for a second.
You got a link to it or something you can send me? I'm not seeing it on your channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just mute it on here and
lag.
it popped up my picture for a second there.
Oh, there's about a minute lag.
It popped up my picture for a second.
Oh, there's about a minute lag.
It popped up my picture for a second.
All right, so it's 9 o'clock Central Time Zone now. Let's get this party started, guys.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, Forrest is telling us that it's jumping between me and you. I'm not sure if he means the photo or
Yeah. It'll show you for a second, then it'll bring up my picture.
Okay, all right. Nice change of pace. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, to start off our live feed, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Velocity Patches. I actually just signed a contract with those guys. I'm a sponsored player now. They are creating this patch for our Halloween event. If you haven't seen this patch in great detail, go check it out on our Facebook page, ACS Airsoft or Bearclaw Airsoft. You can find it at either location. The first 45 people will get one with their purchase of admission. There will only be 50 made. A handful of them will go to me and a couple staff members, of course. So get there on time, get in line. First 45 people will get a free patch. Along with that, thanks to K-Tech Airsoft, the loudest amplifiers on the market. If you haven't seen them, be sure to stop by the store, check them out. I actually run several with my guns. I have a few different colors myself, so if you want to see one or borrow one, let me know. I'm willing to let you try it out first. And then, of course, thanks to all my fans at ACS Airsoft, all my customers, you guys rock. I couldn't do any of these things without you. The store wouldn't be there without you. And thanks for supporting the community. So to get started, let's talk about this new game mode at ACS Airsoft. This is about as close as we can get to a milsim without charging you guys a larger amount of money. and without going to a different location because our field's not really large enough to host such an event. So first off, Airsoft here, that's Kalen Norton. He is actually team captain of the red team. So that will mean something in a minute, but his role is pretty significant. And he'll have a lot to say as well once we get through these rules. Okay, I'm trying to pull my little sheet up here real quick. Okay, the game mode itself is called Monopoly. It's basically a territorial fight between different teams. This will be a 3-team op. There will be red, yellow, blue. There are no team names associated with the colors yet. We want to keep this game mode very simple the first time through. Confusion, anything, it's easier to do so. Simplest state, because if we add too much detail, it's harder to take things away from you guys than it is to add things into that game mode. So we got red, yellow, and blue. Here's this like mini background to the situation to give you guys some kind of plot, some kind of storyline on what's going on. Blue and Team Yellow are at a civil war with each other. This war is over the natural resources on the territory. Neither team like each other, so you're going to be battling it out, trying to take control of these natural resources. As a third-party stakeholder, meaning they aren't a member of the state. They just want to get in and get out and take these natural resources, sell them on the open market, and make as much money as possible because more or less. However, red team is severely outnumbered in comparison to either of the other two teams, yet alone the other two teams combined to push us out of the territory. Us, meaning me and Kalen here, we will both be on red team. He is my captain. I will not be a role player because I'll be putting this event on, and I'll merely just take part into the game. I won't give any hints, anything like that. I'll just be there to the role. Okay, so how's this game played? What is it? What happens? So, quick rundown. Each team will start out with a large army crate. If you haven't noticed, outside our store right now, there are 3 crates that magically appeared within the last 2 weeks. Those are the crates. They're a little smaller than the box we use on Box Game. Inside those, there are going to be 5 cylinders. Either we're going to use the dynamite from the sabotage game, or we're going to create some new props throughout the week. Each team will get 5. Now, your goal as a team is to get all the colors of which your team is associated. Blue team, you want 5 blue core samples. You cannot complete the game or move any further without those 5 samples. Obviously, you're not going to start the game off with those 5 samples. Blue team, sticking with the same example, will start their crate out with 1 blue, so you get 1 gimme. Looking for it. 2 red. Your job is to negotiate, steal, take, obtain in any sort of fashion the cores that you need. You are given the cores that the other teams need. Negotiate, trade, do whatever it is you need to do. But they're coming after you, and you're going after them. Kind of a triangle formation because there's 3 teams at the moment. Get your box full of the 5 core samples of your coordinated color. You're going to move your crate to the extraction point. It's going to be the Blackhawk in the open of the field area. Once you get it there, there will be a huge signal that the game is over, but you need to get your samples to the Blackhawk in the field for game to be over. For the rules, moving on, the only people that can move the core samples will be the team captain. Team captains are going to be on red team. You got Kalen, Legion Airsoft here, who's with me in the.
Hello.
That is him. He'll be red team captain. Yellow, we have Ian. If y'all that don't know, come on out. Meet Ian. He's a great guy. He's going to be filling that role for us. And then on blue team, we have Forrest. I hope everyone knows Fo by this point. He's one of our most loyal customers. Thanks, Phil, for supporting ACS. We really appreciate it. And those 3 people are the only 3 people that can samples. An additional rule to that is they can only move 1 at a time. So if they make a trade with another team that, hey, we're going to bring you our core, you bring us theirs, they can only bring 1 to them, drop it, and pick the other one in exchange. Team 2 for 1, say you have 2 blues and you only need 1 more of your color and blue team needs both of their colors, you can trade 2 for 1. However, whatever the drop point is for your trade, you can only carry 1 over there at a time, take yours back, and then take the next one over. Or you can take both over in 2 separate trips and then grab yours, however y'all negotiate that out. You can only carry 1 at a time. Players not respawn at your spawn point, merely for the sake of knowing where you're supposed to start the game. You cannot tag the cone. You cannot get back in the game. None of those things are going to work for you. To get back in the game, the medic has to run up to you, hold you on the shoulder, and then count to 10 slowly. 1, 2, 3, and etc. until you get to 10. You're back in the game. Medics, you were hit, you were out. Medic, walk back to spawn, sit for 2 minutes, count aloud 2 minutes. It's not that hard, people. And you'll be back in the game after a 2-minute period, and then you'll be good to go from there. So you can only get back in the game through the medic. Medic, you can only get back in the game through a 2-minute bleed out period, and then the cores can only be moved 1 at a time by the captain only. Those are the only major 4 rules. To move this on a step further, there are going to be tiki torches. They're going to be placed, like I said, that triangle formation. Imagine if you turn that a little bit in between each team, tiki torches will be there. So between 2 team spawns will be 1 tiki torch. If a team wants to go take that tiki torch, the captain will have a lighter. He can light it. That signals to the other team they want to negotiate a trade. They want to meet at that point, and then y'all can facilitate that information between teams there. You can ally up, take on the other team, whatever it is you want to do. Tiki torch lit, they don't have to respond. They don't have to walk up there, guns in the air, white flag flying, and talk to you. They can see that you lit the torch and say, you're out of luck. We don't care at the moment. But that is a way to signal, hey, we want to talk. Do not leave those tiki torches up all night long. Sit there maybe for a minute. If they don't recognize it, put it out. Hold your ground. Put it back up in another minute. If you want to hold ground around a tiki torch so that you can never negotiate unless it's on your terms, you can take that ground, hold that ground all night long. That's up to you. That is all the rules that I have at the moment. Let's see. That's all I have. I'm going to concerns to Kalen first, as he's a team captain, and this is the first or second time he is actually. So, Kalen, I'm going to kick it over to you.
Okay. I just had a few things I wanted to say. Like, let's say one team captain were to light a, let's say I were to light the blue team captain's tiki torch. What's to stop them from like ambushing us at the tiki torch? Is that allowed, or is this tiki torch trying to kind of act as like a safe space?
Okay. Say that one more time so I know exactly what you're asking.
Okay, let's say, for example, I walked up to the tiki torch for the blue team, and I lit it, saying I wanted to negotiate with them. Would they be able to, say, surround the tiki torch from a distance and just pick us all off one by one?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure. The tiki torch can be a beacon of peace, or it can be a beacon of death. If you light it and they know you're there, they can just wipe you out and have complete disregard for your actions of kindness and wanting to negotiate. And if they're really clever, they can wipe you out there and then go attack your fob or your spawn point and take one core. Obviously, can only carry one at a time. Their spawn, and that's absolutely a viable tactic.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds something to keep in mind for future reference. Whenever you say you can only have one core at a time, never mind about that question. I just realized only captains can carry the cones. I was going to ask maybe if that meant you could carry one from each team at the same time, or just one from a team at each time. Then I realized there's only one captain, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, so just the captain, and if you do a trade or anything, or perhaps see Force actually has a question, can't to take the core. Absolutely. So if you're holding one and you're going to do a trade and you intercept someone else holding one, you can drop yours and take their color if it's more viable to your success. And then he also asked them while they're transporting to the chopper. Absolutely. If you both get the cores that you need at the same time and you're both going to the chopper, by all means, last man standing, get to that chopper. I mean, sure. Anything else you have for us, Caleb?
Sorry?
You got any more questions, concerns?
Let's think here. I'm sure there's something. What if you decide that you just want to sit at with your samples for the entire night and just hold off from everybody else and just keep the cores away from everybody else for the rest of the night? That way nobody's a winner. Is there like a time limit or something?
For the sake of the event, however, that is absolutely a possible option. It's designed this way so that the game in 10 minutes, unless there's just some poor negotiators or poor Monopoly players for that game to last a while. We hope this game to start about 9 or 9:30 Saturday night, and we want to play it till the end of the night at 11 o'clock. We don't really plan to come back off the field. So,
yeah, Monopoly.
I mean, bring as many supplies as you got and play the game till its fullest abilities. But if there wasn't those kind of options, players couldn't make those decisions, then this game could be over very quickly.
Oh, yeah. Just like a real-life Monopoly, you could be playing it for hours on end.
Absolutely. Yeah. Monopoly is a long-lasting game.
Oh, yeah.
Chatter's a little slim at the moment. We got 7 people watching. This is sad.
Surely one of these 7 people has a question.
I'm about to become Oprah and start giving things away for questions.
Boba Fett has a question. What happens when you take out a team leader?
Another team member. Sorry, I stole your thunder. Go for it, Galen.
Oh, okay. As far as I know, I think it's just the same as any other team member. You have to be revived by the medic. Takes about 10 seconds, and you're back in the game.
Yep, absolutely. Just like any other player, Meg's going to walk up to you, and he's going to revive you. And just like Galen said, he's going to hold your shoulder and be buddy-buddy for 10 seconds, and you're back in the game from where you sit. We don't currently have a rule saying if you sit in a spot on a medic that you can move back to your fob and wait for a medic there. If that's something y'all are interested in, or if that's something that needs to be added mid-game, and at mid-game, and not too many people will be upset about that. But I think if you're strategic enough, this game will play in such a way you won't need that rule. Hopefully you're moving as a unit, as a team, and you're not relying such on negotiations and trading, because if the game becomes pure trading, then we might as well start collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards and trade every Saturday and not play Airsoft.
Hey, don't diss on Yu-Gi-Oh.
I had my fair share of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm not dissing.
I have a question from Trent. For some reason, he decided to ask in Facebook rather than on the live stream itself. He wanted to know if you could take hostages. I don't know what's up with Trent taking hostages.
Trent. I don't know how I feel about hostages. I feel like part of me wants to say absolutely, and then part of me wants to say no for the fact that I'm not sure what players we're going to have on the field that day. If it was just us and a group of friends, absolutely, I feel like hostages could be fun. What do you do with them? what cores they have. I think we need tension to have hostages before we say yes, let's have hostages.
Maybe there could be a assigned member of your team that is just there for taking hostages. They can be used to negotiate terms with other teams or something like that. Sort of like a captain, but not as much power. They only take hostages. Give them some zip ties or something.
Yeah, it could be interesting. I think we'll have to see how it plays out the first time through, and if we think, hey, this could be even more free roaming of the game, I guess. I'm not really sure what the term would be there. Then, yeah, we'll start adding in hostages as well. For simplicity's sake, I say we leave that out of hand. I feel like we'll have a lot of 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds playing this game, and they might not take that well.
Yeah, it could be a little bit overwhelming if you add too many from the beginning.
Sure. Let's see. Forrest Hannon. Okay, so you can intercept. Steelers. Okay, Forrest, yes, you can. So, for instance, if you see a team to the helicopter and you want to stop them, you take their team out, they drop their crate in play next to the helicopter, then, yeah, you can pop their crate open and take the core that you need to finish the game and pass go right there and end it all for everyone. Boba Fett, do we have a life count? No, there will not be a life count because this game will literally go on forever until the night is over. If I tell people there's a life count, then we'll end up with 1v1v1, and that game will never end, and the rest of us will be twirling our thumbs up at the store all night long. So, no life count. Not the first time through, at least.
Steve Walters wants to know, do you have to stand by the tiki torch when you light it, or can you back off a bit to make sure you don't get ambushed?
Oh, yeah, you can back off of it. Just don't leave the tiki torch running for too long. So if you light it, like I said, maybe light it for a minute, but keep in mind it's going to be a dry week. We do play in the woods, and I'd prefer if we didn't leave those tiki torches up and going all night long. So, yeah, if you want to light it, lay down, take cover for a minute. And if no one shows, then by all means, do so.
And Chris Crouch also has a question. I'm butchering these last names. He wants to know how will we identify teams? Will it just be arm patches or something like glow sticks be visible from a distance?
We've done glow sticks in the past. Glow sticks did not work out well because we enforced a rule that made players wear the glow stick on the front of their play carrier or on their shoulder pad, and then that gave away positions. Tried letting them wave it in the air when they wanted, but people would drop them. Armbands, you obviously aren't going to see at night. So I'm hoping we can get by with neither of those two items, and that you can rely on pure communication and team building exercise and, just good old buddy system, and know who's on your team, where they're at, and play it.
Draven Rentfro wants to know if you will be expanding the field for the event.
I don't think for this event we'll be expanding the field. We will in the future be expanding the field, so there's a little for everyone, because everyone keeps asking when we're going to expand. It will happen, I promise. But for this event, we are going to use what we have, and then most likely one team will start a little in front of Junkyard so that they can't get to the helicopter so quickly. One will start near the camper, between camper and compound, and then I feel like one team is either going to get to start field and flag, which is a very good advantage, but if it's red team where they only have very few members and a small chance of winning, then it might work out well. Or back by the metal building when we play Alamo. I don't know how well that's going to work, because if you're at Alamo, you're never going to be able to fight your way through the middle and get to the helicopter. So I think red team might get the advantage on the running distance, but they're going to be at a huge disadvantage when it comes to numbers.
Will communication between teams is making alliances kind of encouraged in this game mode, would you say?
you're playing just think of it as your family members at the table playing. If you want, you can make good deals, bad deals. You can hold out and never negotiate with that one person at the table if you don't want to. It can be cruel and harsh, or it can be fun and exciting, and just play it out however you want. That's one thing about this game mode is the options are purely in the hands of the players. Any way that they want to play it, there's not really a wrong or right way to play it. Only a right way to win and a wrong way they end up losing. So however you want to
take hostages, that's not allowed. Don't get any ideas, Trent.
No. Hostages are not allowed this game. Reason to have hostages possibly in the future.
Boba Fett says, what if you color code each team, like one team has camo, another team has black, and the other have tan, so on and so forth?
Boba Fett, however, I will caution you with me. Try opened ACS Airsoft, and for whatever reason, would all wear camo on the same day, or they would all wear black on the same day. It would try to color coordinate teams. It just miserably failed. We show up, and the case may be where there's very few tan members, which could be red team. Amounts between, if whatever all that happens, yeah, we can run it that way. Show up, and it's going to be heavily lopsided, and there's going to be no way to distribute.
Trent also asks again, he says, so how are we going to tell who's yelling for what medic for each team?
That's a very great question. You know, I might not have the answer to that question. I guess you could yell out medic red, whatever color you're designated to. All the details aren't worked out in this game mode yet. This is literally something I've came up with in the last hours. So I'm all up for ears. I'm all up for opinions, ideas, those sort of things. You know, we can maybe work that out, but it is going to be a little bit of cluster because it's going to be played at night. So just be prepared. Stephen Walters, say you make a deal. Could you then hold out on your end of the deal as I'd trade it for one, but then just kill the other team and take it and not actually have one to trade with you? Be real sleazy, Steve. Sleazy Steven, you got it, man. Yeah, go for it. I agree with the deal. It's monopoly to do. Think of negotiations in the real world. Are everything going to go away as planned? Nope. Are there going to be surprises? Yep. You love me, though. Yes, Steven, I love you, pal. So play that however you'd like. You could, Steven suggests you can team name your medic. I think what he means by that, if you want to give your medic a nickname and you yell out Jolly Rancher, and then Trent will know, hey, that's me, I need to go medic this person, then that could be something you could do. Just have a nickname for your medic, and then he'll come over to you.
Another comment on the color code each team. This question was a while back, but I'm going to bring it back up. Not everyone has every color they need. Like not everyone has black BDU, tan BDU, camo BDU. Sometimes like for me for example, I have black clothes and I have my multicam BDU I always wear, and then I have an ACU BDU tucked away in my closet. Not everyone has all those options available.
Yeah, so I'm the same way actually. I have all the camo patterns. I wear multicam, and I wear on occasion my DCU pattern, and those are both pretty tan in color. And other than that, I don't have a green uniform and I don't have a black uniform. I have huge intentions on acquiring either, just for the fact when I go to larger scale events, I typically play on UFS at American Milsim events, and they're solely tan colored. So yeah, you might not have all the options available.
Yeah,
this question comes from Ian's asking how many lives each. Well, we covered this a few moments ago, but Ian, in case you have missed it, we're not going to put a life count on this. Literally just going to have to wait for your medic to get to you. And there's going to be – this is a team-building exercise. That's what Airsoft really is teaching you guys how to be extroverts and how to work with team members, which is something you're going to have to do in the real world. So if you need to get medic, your team's going to have to work as a team to advance to your position and then to get you back into the game as best as possible and as quickly as possible.
Trent also suggested in Facebook, he said people should get a glow stick for each team color and only hold it up when you get hit. What are your opinions on that?
If I had glow sticks to distribute, I would. I think I might have some red glow sticks left from the last night game. And just went so miserably. And we tried it 2 night games in a row and it went miserably. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying it hasn't worked in the past. If you want to go to the Dollar General store and grab up the last blue team, bring them for your team, and charge them all $1, by all means do so. But you're going to have some people that aren't going to want to buy it or something along that lines, and then only half your team has a glow stick, and you still don't know where the other half of your team even is.
I was thinking maybe reflective tape or something just to put on your back. That way, your teammates can, shine at your back or something, and then they'll know.
Sure. And then radios will play a big factor in this game. If you guys have radios, a radio doesn't have to be an expensive a radio just to work. You can get little radios with just use those to communicate and then tell your team where you're at. Hey, I'm down. Obviously, you cannot relay important information on the radio because you were down and waiting to be revived, but you can definitely use those to your advantage to get medic.
Chris Crouch says we could use face paint to color code. Some people wear masks or whatnot, so face paint wouldn't exactly work. Some people don't like face paint, things like that. For those that are up for it, though, that'd be a great idea.
I actually I think I'm going to bust out the face paint on this night game. I haven't worn face paint in a really long time, and I would say really long time. I mean, like, I haven't used my face paint for the fact that I always wear a half mask, my pro, and a hat. But it's giving me some life back into the sport, and I think it's going to play out really well. And I'm going to get a little crazy. It's Halloween, so why not? Colored duct tape. It's night, Steven. How are you going to see the colored duct tape?
Yeah, Steven.
Idiot. For those that don't know, Steven's one of the team captains. Me and him, we've known each other for quite a while now. So, me and Steven, if I say something, I'm on the live feed.
Maybe we could maybe we could get some sort of...
We were talking.
Yeah, sorry, it started to cut out a little bit. Trent asks, is there going to be a way to identify the medic?
You're having some great questions. I'm gonna jot some of these things down because these are things I have not worked through yet.
Yeah, Trent's just whipping them out. I can't even hardly think of anything.
Identification. How can we identify medics? Come on, Trent. You got all these questions and no solutions? We covered in a lot of different colored tapes.
Maybe you could go ahead. Ladies first.
Steven, get off my Real quick, I do have 3 red armbands. So if we want to give those armbands to the medics, we can easily do so. They're not really going to know that they're the medic. However, armbands to the medic, then it could get confusing if you're attacking red team. Your team medic has a red armband and you accidentally friendly fire your own medic, which puts you 2 minutes of gameplay, and then therefore you're just stuck in the open with no respawn and no hope of life.
That's just a depressing way to put it.
That it is. Pros and cons to everything.
Forrest suggested something I was actually going to say.
You were a genius. Real quick, shout out to Forrest. Got any medic patches? Guys, I will sell you all medic patches. So, stint. You all could pick up a patch. If not, I think I might have one I could lend out. And then just wear those medic patches, and we'll be able to recognize you.
Maybe you could have the medic patches that you have available, and for the medics, just say, "Hey, give me $5 or something of like something they have with them that would act as collateral if they don't give you your patch back. Then they don't get their item back."
I'll just grab 3 medic patches from the store, and then I'll just add those to play more than one. Putting these patches into like the game box for future use. So just make sure you bring these patches back, and then I have no problem lending out those patches to the medics of the night.
Trent actually also already has a medic patch. Who are the other two medics?
Steven and Aaron, one of my employees. I'm not sure that he has one, but I can definitely get him one.
Steven said he has a Red Cross patch. So if two out of the 3 medics have one already, then
I just need one.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming as the big bad wolf. Don't blow my house down. It's kind of fairly new, and I like where I sleep at night. Yes, Stephen Aaron is a little girl. He's not even watching my podcast or live feed or whatever you want to call this, and I'm very disappointed in Aaron. All right, guys, I'm going to give y'all about 1 more minute. This has been going on for quite a while. If y'all have any more questions, then put them up in the comment section below right now. We're going to wrap this up.
There are 7 people watching, but I feel like we've gotten questions from the same 3 the whole time.
That we have.
Trent already claims he's the medic of the year.
That's, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of great medic revives at the field this year, but I don't get out on the field too much. So, no, Steven, no. What are you doing? Disregard Steven's comment in the comment section.
Yeah, performance-enhancing drugs are frowned upon in airsoft just like they are in baseball.
Forrest just endorsed Trent as medic of the year, so it might be true.
Possibly. Maybe we should get him a trophy. A medal. Medic of the year.
I don't know about a trophy, but if he gets in the costume contest and he wins, there will be a small prize to the winner. So for those of you watching and you're coming this Saturday, be sure to dress up in costume and get into that contest at 5 o'clock. All right, guys, that minute is up for extra questions. I want to thank everyone that came and watched this. You guys are great. Thanks for your support, and we'll catch you all next time. Also, Kaylin, thanks for being on the show with me. Let me know. I'll be on your channel as well. And then if anybody in our comment section wants to do a video on a relevant topic, then I'm more than happy to do a live feed with you all. Thanks for coming.